Hello, I'm going to move my headphones for and up them off, and a big loud clatter goes through. So I'm very much later on in the day, and I'm putting this clip very close to the beginning because I mentioned this in my autumn winter knitting plans video, but I didn't elaborate, and I told people that it would be discussed in this video. Then I realised I've actually gone the majority of the day without discussing it because it's actually now a lot later in the day than I thought. It is now 20 to 5, and I never brought this up. So in my autumn and winter knitting plans video, I introduced myself and I said that up until this point you've all known me as Kirsty, but going forward I'd like to be called Kirby, Kirby. And this is something I have been thinking about for a couple of days now. It became very spur of the moment thought, and then I went to my work about it and I'm like, hey, if I wanted to be called by a different name that was not done by deed poll, how would work register this? How would I be able to update the system, like my email, the IM system, like that kind of thing? And I'm going into a meeting tomorrow because my manager wasn't quite sure and was having a meeting with HR anyway. So she has raised it with them to get their answers. And so I go into a meeting tomorrow where we will be giving me an update as to how the company would navigate this. Because again, it's not being done by Depot. This is just my request. And I hope people would respect that. But my reason for doing this is because people aren't respecting my pronouns. So for a couple of years now, I've come out as non-binary. I do not feel that I identify as female, mostly due to medical stuff. I was diagnosed with polycystic ovarian syndrome when I was like 18 or 19, and that has quite an effect on the body and mental side as well. And I've identified as non binary now for a couple of years. A lot of people inside work and outside of work do not seem to respect that. They constantly refer to me as she and her. And I'm not saying my name has something to do with it. It's just Kirsty is a very feminine name, and therefore the assumption would be she, her. I even went as far as not complaining to the department manager, but I went to the department manager asking if she could have, she does identify as she, if she could have a word with her managers to be like, please stop sending emails saying, hey ladies, or hi ladies and gents. Could we just be like, hi team, hi everyone, hi enter name? Because I had received an email from one of the managers who I don't actually work with, and it was just titled, hey ladies. And my pronoun preference has been in my email signature now for over a year, probably actually closer to like 3 years now at this point. So I kind of snapped in work one day and I sent this email off to the department manager and I was just like, can we just not do this, please? Like, we have customers who have transitioned, who are non binary, and we always send emails out saying Mr., Mrs. Can we just take the gender out? Can we just put their name and stuff like that? So I kind of wanted the same thing in work. I wanted people to stop misgendering people, misgendering me. It's not exactly going great. So I decided that I wanted to become my preferred name, Kirby. This has been a nickname since I was 19. This has not come out of nowhere. This has been in place with a very small group of people for many years. It all started back in my college days and my best friend's uni days when I went through to see her. We had a drunken night out on the town. We got back to the student dorms or student housing, We were playing Nintendo Smash Brothers, and I wouldn't stop picking Kirby, the character. And if you're not really sure who Kirby is, this is Kirby. This I can't even see if it's on screen. This little cutie right here. That's Kirby. And it's been my nickname now for years, with again a small handful of people. And I've decided that moving forward, I would like more people to call me it. And the hopes are that by having a gender neutral name, because to me it is a gender neutral name, the assumption won't be she, her, because Kirsty is a feminine name. So yeah, again, I mentioned this in the video and then I realized I hadn't even said my name as part of the introduction to this video. So I will be slotting this right at the beginning, even though it's towards the end of the day. And then it'll be back to regular segmented and recorded clips as the day has gone on, or the last couple of Mondays. But yeah, I would really appreciate if people respected my wish. I have not had the best track record as it has happened, as time has passed when it comes to my pronouns. So unfortunately, I'm not holding high hopes that people will respect this request. I should say that I don't expect my family to abide by this request. It's never once crossed my mind. I haven't even sent them a message. So sorry, Mum, if this has come completely out of the left field. I don't expect Scott to follow it either. Mind you, he barely calls me Kirsty as it is. We both have nicknames for each other. So yeah. Wow, 7 minutes to say that. That's going to be a long vlog. Anyway, I'm going to go back to my 2-color brioche, which when you get further in this video will make sense. Considering I think I started this by being like, I'm going to do blanket, I'm going to do cross stitch. But yeah, thank you. I do appreciate you if you are going to respect my request and my wishes. If you're not, bugger off. Simple as that. I'm at my limit of people not respecting my pronouns. And therefore, if you're going to continue to not respect that and then therefore my name, you're just going to keep pushing me past my limit. So anyway, back to knitting. You hungry? Come on. Here you go. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm not going to do the usual spiel. This is just a vlog that I've decided to do. It is Monday the 8th, and I just decided it would be really cool to do a bit of a vlog today. We are going to be out the house for a little bit this morning, and then we're going to be coming back to the flat and doing some cleaning, which I know is not exciting, but the reason we're going to be doing some cleaning is because I kind of want to have like a wee mini cast on party. I have this itch to have new projects, which is crazy considering the amount of projects I currently have on the go. So first on the docket this morning, you'll have seen that the cat has been fed, and then the second thing was I made my cup of tea. I am now on a bit of a time crunch. Thankfully, I put my bag together last night, but my B12 injection is at 9:50, and it is currently coming up for 9:15. I need to leave in 10 minutes to hopefully get through traffic. We've got some major traffic works really not far from the flat that really do affect. So it's a four-way junction, and instead of two lanes and then two lanes, it's one lane at a time, or one junction at a time. Sorry. So that's causing severe issues getting around town. And so then we've got B12 injection. Then I'm going to nip into Costa to get my free bottle of Diet Coke because it's free. Then I might take myself off to Tim Hortons for breakfast. I'm really hungry this morning. So we'll see how that goes. And then I need to go to Morrison's to get ingredients for dinner. And then I need to top up the car with fuel because we are really low. So we've been putting it off all weekend because we didn't want to go out, but it's now at the point where it needs done. So I'm going to enjoy my cup of tea whilst I watch the clock so that I'm not late. But yeah, let's see how today goes. Hello, just checking in now that I'm home. I've got a cat staring at me. She's like, "Where have you been?" Hi, bub bub. So I'm back home. Day didn't exactly go off like how I planned or how I hoped it would. So, but it's fine. It all worked out. Like plans changed, and they were good. They were good plans. So my B2 injection went really, really well. Pretty much in and out. I got called in as I was like halfway through a row on my project. So because I had stitches on both needles, I pulled the needles out so that all the stitches went out onto the cable so that nothing would fall off in my bag. And because I was kind of like a little flustered, um, I was carrying my knitting into the room, and there was two nurses, and they're like, "Oh my god, you're knitting! What are you working on?" And so that was really nice that we had a discussion about like blanket projects and yarn and where we got our yarn from. And so I was able to tell her about two yarn shops closest to me. So there's the Hidden Yarn Shop in Renfrew, and then there's a wee Crafty Owl down in Inverclyde. And then there's some discussion as to like purchasing online and stuff. So that was really lovely. And then I went into the town where I was hoping to get my free bottle of Diet Coke. So Costa sent out like a reward to my app saying a free bottle of Diet Coke used before the 9th. And I tried to use it at the weekend, and the Costa's Wi-Fi wasn't really working with my phone, and the Asda Wi-Fi, because it's a Costa within Asda, also wasn't really working with my phone, and so I couldn't redeem the reward. And so I went to a different Costa where there should be no issues with my mobile data, and there was not a single bottle of Diet Coke, not a single bottle. And so that was a bit of a bummer. But then I went into the works, and they had a bunch of books reduced to £1, like even hardback books. And it's books I've not really seen before. I glanced over the blurb and I thought, well, if I'm not going to like them, I can just pass them on to my sister. And so I just picked them up. So I got 5 books for £5, which is fantastic when you're on a budget. But between leaving the practice from my B12 injection and getting into town, my mum had messaged to see if I wanted to meet up to like get a cup of tea, or in my dad's case, a coffee. And so we kind of made plans for that, but I couldn't say specifically when I was going to be free because I knew I still had some stuff to do. And that stuff was a trip to Morrison's for some ingredients for tonight's dinner. And I also needed to put fuel in the car because we were really low on fuel for a while. So after that, I then went and had some tea and a bacon butty with my parents in Costa, where my rewards app wasn't working, so I could not try and redeem the free bottle of Coke again. And yeah, now I'm home. My to-do list includes getting the laundry off the clothes dryer. I've got 2 dryers out, full of clothes because I let the washing pile build up. So I got to empty those. I've got a load of laundry on to wash at the moment, so that'll get hung up when it's done. I need to hoover, which Oogie is going to hate me for. She's hyper. She's not a fan of the hoover at all. And then I'm going to go upstairs and I'm going to tackle the office slash kind of apparently a craft room, even though I never sit in there and craft. The hope is to organise away some yarn and then also pull out some yarn and maybe have a little mini cast on party. So we will see. We will see. I also need to soak a skein of yarn to see if it bleeds like crazy because it is transferring onto my hands very easily and I don't like it. And so if it bleeds, I'm going to try and set it with some citric acid and see if that does the trick, because it's one of my monthly clubs. And so I'm already behind with my knitting. Sorry, I'm so distracted by Oogie right now. I don't know what's got up with her. But yeah, no more rambling. Let's get stuff done. I might turn the camera around and let you see what she's up to. Oogie. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. Are you hyper? So this is currently what I have to work with. Gotta get these 2 emptied, and then I do have a load on. There's Oogie. I have a load ready. Well, I don't have it ready, but when this is all cleared, then... What are you up to? What are you up to? Whoa! Hyper baby! Are you hyper? I'm not falling for this trick. I'm not petting you. I will lose a finger. Oh, the guy trying to be all cute. So, yeah, this is the room we're gonna tackle. Let's see how much better I can have this look in hopefully an hour. I'll check in an hour. Okay, small update because I feel like all my plans have gone out the window. So these 6 cubbies have come out of this. There is a 7th, This is a bunch of patterns that he put away. Like, I was doing really, really well to have my patterns put into binders, but there's one binder where all the Polly Pockets broke. So you see here, like, every single one broke, and I don't have the little paper things to reinforce them, so I'm just gonna bin them. I know it's such a waste, but it is what it is. So I'm gonna try and get the binders with the patterns and stuff dealt with, so that clears that, and I've got more space in here. What I'm really not happy about with these is that there's some yarn loose out of little bags, whereas there's others that are bagged up and protected from any beasties. So I want to try and get everything bagged up as best I can, whilst going through stuff as well. My mum kindly bought me these, but I don't know what I'm going to do with them. That being said, I might find something, because that is chunky black. I mean, can't go wrong with some chunky black. So yeah, I'm gonna nip downstairs, get get some water, freshen my juice cup, get some water with some ice. All of this is like mostly mittens, like fingerless mittens, so I need to find, I think it's this box here that has all my knitted stuff in it, so I'm gonna go through that, see if there's anything that I don't want anymore, because I'm realizing I made a lot of stuff in the past that I was knitting for the sake of knitting. Either it was popular, or I thought I would like it, or it's too big, too small, yada yada yada. List all the excuses here. So I'm gonna go through a load of these boxes. In one of these boxes is the cable, charging cable for my Switch, so I want to dig that out. I'm out of breath. So yeah, that's currently where I'm sitting. We'll see how this goes. I think this is going to take much longer than an hour, but hey ho, I have all day. So this cube cubby container has projects that I bagged up with the yarn, and knowing what pattern it is, it might not actually be in the bag. So I thought it'd be really interesting to go through these. So I'm gonna go downstairs and get my stand. Okay, this is so much better, but also, can you see Oogie? She's behind the Swift. Okay, so bag one. Now bear in mind, these are either bagged up started projects, bagged up to be started, or I don't know. Okay, so the first one is a started project. This is the 10 stitch blanket on super bulky yarn, and honestly, I might frog this and just get rid of all the balls of yarn I have of this, because it's very pilly. I bought this yarn purely to make stuff for the wedding, so I have no need for it. So that's going in one pile, and my project bag's going in another. Oh, okay. So this project is going to get started at kind of around Advent, pretty much. This is my Amo Yarns Advent from 2023. I want to say 2023. This is a DK mini Advent, obviously minis. Yeah, this is going to become a sweater project alongside this from West Yorkshire Spinners. Everything is bagged up. Just need to print the pattern, and this will be ready to go in winter. I got 3 balls of the Colour Lab. I have 24, I want to say 24, maybe 25 minis here. DK weight, 20 grams. So I think that works out at maybe 40 meters a mini. I'm not sure, I can't remember. Okay, so that's staying. Then I've got a spinning project. I don't do drop spindle anymore, so it's a shame because I got a decent amount done. It's all fuzzy because I put everything in the one bag, and that bag's been kind of like shoved around. So that's a shame, but maybe one day I will spin the rest of the fibre up. It's nice fibre, really nice fibre. But yeah, I don't drop spindle anymore. It's very painful in my shoulder and my wrists, to be honest, but specifically shoulder. So I'm gonna set that one to a different pile. Next one is lots of minis from Wee County Yarns. This is to make a Harold Fat Mouse. I would really love to get this done. I'm going to keep this one out. Maybe this could be part of my mini cast on party if I get round to it after all this cleaning. Next one, this is a bag I got in America. This is for Knitty City in New York. This is 4 skeins of yarn that I dyed a long time ago on 4-ply yarn, and it was going to be, or is going to be, flax light. Yep, flax light. So I think I'd still like to make that. I think that would be lovely. Next up isn't really bagged, but it's a kit from Maddie Harvey for the soft-hearted hat. What's she doing? You coming to see me? Please don't knock my juice cup over. There you go. If that's fallen on my head, that would hurt. Hi. Don't show anyone your butt. No one needs to see that. My only problem with this kit is that is that it is Jamieson and Smith, and I cannot for the life of me wear this in certain parts of my skin. If it was hands, I could do it. Forehead, no. Neck, no. Back, no. So I might make it with the kit yarn and then see if anyone would want it or donate it, because obviously it's really good wool. It would keep, oh, she went into her bed. It would keep someone very, very warm this winter. So try and do that away from the microphone. That is a very crinkly bag. So I would love to make that hat. I think that would be a really good challenge. See if you can, like, I think that would be a fantastic challenge. It's just I could not wear that on my forehead. That would cause me to just break out really, really bad. I would be scratching like crazy. My head would be bright red. But it's still, I still want to do it. I still want to make it. What's the next one? Another Maddie Harvey one. This is the Rose Thorn Mitts. This is again in Jamieson Smith, but this one is Aran weight yarn. I could definitely wear these if it's for hands. And so got the red and the cream because it's not white. It's called Flugga White and Sa Berry Wine. S-A full stop berry wine. So yeah, those are really gorgeous mitts. So that's kitted up, ready to go. Probably won't get around to them this winter. Not jumping at the bit to get those ones done. What else we got in here? Oh, this is the yarn for some colorwork socks by, do that way I can picture the designer and who kitted this. Person that does all the cats. Irish. Lovely person. And it's her pattern that's going to be the DK mini sweater. So it's going to be, I'm going to be doing 2 of her stuff. I really want to do colored work, so I'm going to leave that out as well. And then I've got another kitted up one, and all it is just a sock set. So if we 50-gram sock set from Stripey Cat Yarns, that was probably just going to be plain socks. I think all of everything that's left is just plain sock or sock kits. We've got another Stripey Cat Yarns. I think this one is a Pixel Atlantis. Oh, it is. This is the self-striping one that I really love. So this is Fred and George's Fireworks. So that's a self-striping. Okay, so out of all of those, I'm keeping one to cast on very soon. I'm going to frog one, and then I've set the spinning one aside because I don't plan on drop spindling anytime soon. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 projects kitted up, and not one of them was any of the stuff I want to cast on today. Well, that could be interesting. What are you saying? You want your breakfast? Okay, here you go. Good morning and welcome to a Monday vlog. This is Monday the 15th of September. And what a morning it has been. I had I've just realised you've just been slowly tilting up this whole time. I originally had plans that were to be out the house super early. Our car had a drop-off MOT appointment at 8 a.m. But when they phoned on Saturday to just confirm everything was still okay, I asked like about a time slot. Was it like a 2-hour time slot? What? They're like, oh no, you've booked in for a whole day appointment. And I'm like, no, I booked in for 8 a.m. So that changed all my plans. We dropped the car off yesterday, so I am home currently, and I have backup plans. So I was going to take myself off to Costa. I was going to bring my iPad and a notebook, and I was going to work out some of my future cast on projects, and all that went out the window. I can still do that in the house. I genuinely plan to do that at some point today. But everything's going a little bit pear-shaped. Even though Scott put me down as the point of contact for the car, because he's working in the office today and cannot answer his phone, they still phoned him and he wasn't able to answer. So I phoned them back and they're like, oh yeah, we can't find your key. Excuse me? So I told them where we were stood yesterday, what happened, where the key mysteriously apparently disappeared off to, and they're like, oh, we'll phone you back in 10 minutes.
That was 50 minutes ago. So I'm giving them till 10 o'clock and then I'm going to phone them and be like, hey, did you find our key? We do have a spare, but the only way I'm going to drop that off is with the definitive they will replace the one they've lost and they will get the MOT done today because it has to be done today. So now that that little one's out the way, today's plans. Enjoy the cup of tea I have made, as you'll have seen in the first clips. And then I need to wind up some of my Fantasy Fibre monthly club yarn. I still feel I'm a little socked out, but I would like a smaller project to take out and about with me. Then my mum is going to pick me up at 11:30 and we are headed out. We're going to, the area is called Braehead. It's a shopping centre, but there's also an IKEA. Don't know why that was a struggle for me to say this morning. We're going to go to IKEA, and which is a good thing. I need more like sandwich bags. Excuse me. And then we're going to go into the Braehead Shopping Centre and we're going to go to the Works, which is like, I'm going to say it's a bookstore, but they do more than books. But they've got a £1 sale on at the moment. So I'm going to go see if there's any good books for £1. I got 5 last Monday when I was out. So we'll see how today goes. Hopefully they can get the MOT done because they found the key. I will phone in 5 minutes time. Hopefully they found the key. Hopefully they get the MOT done. Hopefully the car passes. That's the main point of today. But I just wanted to do a bit of a vlog today because it's been a while since I've done a proper podcast. I'm just glancing around at things, projects that I should be working on, but yeah, I still have this intense need to start something new. So you'll be coming along for that journey today. I do have some yarn to show off as well. But yeah, for now I'm gonna go enjoy my cup of tea. And then I'm gonna phone the garage and hopefully it's good news because they did say we'll phone you back in 10 minutes. It's been longer than 10 minutes. So we'll see what they say. If they've tried to phone Scott, I'll be like, I don't understand why you keep phoning my husband. He put me down as the contact for today. It is in your notes. You phoned me on Saturday, so I could be moaning for nothing. I could generally could be moaning for nothing. They could be putting a rush on the MOT because they were already an hour behind, considering it was booked in for 8. But then again, the lady that phoned on Saturday said it was an all day appointment and it could be taken in the afternoon. So who knows with these places? So yeah, come along for the journey. We'll see how the day goes. It's going to go one way or another. So let's just roll with the punches, as they say. Until the next clip. Okay, so they found the car key. So yay, there's that. I just wanted to talk through some of the projects I've been working on recently. I have, oh my goodness, I need to get better at camera skills. You would not know I went to college for photography. Oh, that's different from filmography. I've been working a lot on my anchor sweater my size. I've got a good amount on the body. I'd say there's at least, there has to be a good 10 inches I've put on this since I picked this up. Although I go through the balls of yarn really quickly because these are 50-gram balls of yarn, 125 meters a pop. Because I talked about it being in a ball, it actually comes in a skein. But yeah, I don't know how to take this out with me or take my scrappy blanket project with me. This is just one I've made up as I've went along. It's very much like one of the popular ones that's going around at the moment, but I'm doing my own thing, making it up as I go along. I'm doing things a little different. So on this side, you can see the seam, but when I've joined the next one, this is actually the side with the seam, and it's because I'm alternating what edge has the cast on. because my cast on is just a little bit tighter than my bind off, and so I don't want one side to be like all cinched in. And I thought it'd be quite a nice design element to kind of have no seam, seam, no seam, seam, and therefore there's no right or wrong side to the blanket. So I might take this with me, but I also have time to go upstairs and wind up and cast on last month's Fantasy Fiber Club. So not August, has to be July's. Must let's just go with last month's because I've got one I need to open up. That's been some serious self restraint that I've not opened that package yet. Or I could cast on a brand new cast on that would be another sweater. So my thing is like I really want to get this anchors finished. Like I've put in some really good work on this project. But I don't know if it's because it's thicker yarn, bigger needles. My pins and needles in my hand have been coming back a lot whilst working on this project. So the new cast on I would be doing would be on 4-ply yarn, therefore thinner needles, and hopefully not having carpal tunnel symptoms. That would be lovely. But I would also not get those symptoms working on a sub project. So there's that. So do I take out my now quite large? That progress keeper is where I last showed this, last picked it up, and I've put on quite a bit of work. Like that has to be 10 inches. Has to be. If not more. I'm going to measure it. I know where a measuring tape is. But yeah. Sure, I said it right at the beginning. They found the car key. I don't need to freak out. I don't need to take the spare over. I don't need them to reimburse a lost key. Apparently, they had a lot of keys put in this weekend and they've mistagged our key along with another customer. So, hope that customer took it a little bit better than us. To be fair, like, I don't get mean, I don't get angry, I don't shout, I don't swear at them. But they did ask, like, they passed me on to someone completely new, and I don't understand why they did. They're like, "How are you today?" And I'm like, "I'm getting a bit stressed out. Did you find my key or not?" And that was very abrupt for me. I'm not normally like that. I'm always very polite to customer facing people because I've done that job. It's not fun. So I hope that the other customer is as nice as I was. But yes, I'm so glad they found it. I really didn't want to have to try and get the spare over because if they lost that, then we are screwed. But hopefully, to make up for it, they'll take the car in quickly. But yes, I need to make a decision as to what project I'm going to work on because my mum is leaving earlier. She's leaving around 10:30 rather than getting here for 11:30. So I think we'll be doing the works first, then IKEA because we were going to go to IKEA. Sorry if that picked up on the microphone. I am very like y'all are kind of the first people I've spoke to apart from Arnold Clark. um so yes, we were going to go to IKEA for lunch. So I think we'll be doing the works first and then maybe a trip to Costa or somewhere my dad can get coffee. If he's coming, I don't actually know. So I need to make a decision. Do I do a new cast on or do I start a nice vanilla sock? Because the yarn for last month is gorgeous. All the yarn, excuse me, all the yarn for the Fantasy Fiber Club is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous yarn. So glad I signed up for this year. I will be stopping my subscription as of the last one in December. Purely, well, first of all, that's under the assumption the Fiber Club will continue on for another year. Purely because I need to save money. We need out of this flat. Our rent just went up. It'll go up again in a year. The landlord will just keep doing it. It will just keep doing it because he knows we'll pay. Because, we got a lot of stuff we don't want to move, and the other rates around Paisley not much better than what we're paying, if not more than what we're paying. So yeah, that took a bit of a sideways conversation. So let's get my bag ready for the day. I need to get my insulated tea cup. It's not a coffee cup. I don't drink coffee. I detest coffee. I wish I liked coffee. I really do, but it's so bitter. So bitter. No matter what you do, no matter what sugar you put in, no matter what milk you use, no matter what flavorings you use, it is bitter. Bitter, bitter, bitter. Okay. Stop talking. Go do stuff. Okay, I'll check in later. So I found my tape measure, and like I said, the ghost is where I last worked on this, last showed it off. And I have put on 11 inches. That is so good. Now, bear in mind, once you've split for the sleeves, which is what, 2 inches into where I've worked, once you've split for the sleeves, it's just plain knitting all the way down. But still, I'm really pleased with 11 inches on that sweater. I do have quite a bit more to go. Well, I want to do quite a bit more, but I am limited on yarn. So once I have this ball done and one other, I'm going to do the sleeves. Okay, I'm going to get out my box for this project. Here is my box for this project. This is the ball of yarn or cake of yarn I'm currently using. I have this one and then 3 skeins left. So the plan is finish this one, work that one, and then at least put one whole skein into each sleeve and see what length that gives me. Actually, do you know what? I'm only going to finish that one. I'm going to use this for one of the sleeves, use another one for a sleeve, see what length that gets me. Then I have 2 left. I can then decide whether the sleeves need more or I can put everything into the body, because I don't want this to be a cropped sweater. I don't mind cropped sleeves though, like short sleeves, maybe like 3/4 length or elbow length. I don't really want elbow length. I'd rather 3/4, but I will take what I can get. I went into this project knowing I might not have enough yarn, and that's exactly what's happening. So finish this one, put that into a sleeve, cake up one of these for another sleeve, work those, see what I can get on one ball of yarn. And if that comes to a good length, then awesome. Everything else can go into the body. But we'll see. So that's our plan of action for this project. This is last month's Fibre Club. This is a Sanderson Sisters. And I would love to cast this on today, but wouldn't this be such a good one for October? Well, it doesn't scream Halloween. So let's go kick this up upstairs after I get my bag ready. So this is currently my bag. It's from IKEA. Isn't it cute? Medicine bag, purse. Need to go get my insulated cup. Do you want to see something really cute? Goody. Hey, baby. Hi. Are you sunbathing? Hi, gorgeous girl. Okay. I don't know why I put that in that bag. But yeah, let's keep going. Welcome to the messy craft room. Right, let's kick this up. Not really sure what's happened here. Seem to have possibly a bit of yarn that's not meant to be on one side of the Swift, but really don't want to cut it. So let's see how we get on trying to fix this. What a morning. So my mum and dad came to pick me up, and I didn't record a thing whilst I was out. I was just enjoying my time with my parents. We swung by a new kind of farm shop that has fresh produce and a cafe, but we didn't buy anything. We didn't stop in at the cafe. And then we went on to Braehead as planned. Mum and I went to a shop that's called the Body Shop. No, you cannot buy body parts. It's normally like your shampoos, your conditioners, and then just random stuff. And they are closing a lot of their shops, if not all of their shops. And so they had quite a lot of things on a discounted price. I got some slipper socks for the winter. I got Scott a pair as well. I don't know if he'll use them, but he complains enough that he gets cold feet. So I thought for the normal price of $3.99 and then put a 20% discount on top of it, you really can't complain. Oh no, it's Body Care. I thought it was Body Shop. Wrong shop. Body Care is closing down. So got some things there. Then we went to the pound shop where I got some paracetamol, a drink, and treated myself to some cake that, yes, is sitting on the arm of my chair. Then we went into the works where I actually only bought one book. The sale in the Braehead store is not good. The sale in the store in Paisley was much better, considering I got 5 books. And then when my sister went, had an even better sale. But I think by the time I get there, a lot of it will be gone. And I really don't need to buy more books. Like, I'm looking at my 2 bookshelves right now, and they are pretty much full. And I've not read not even a third of them. So I don't need to buy more books. We then went to Costa, where we all got a lovely hot drink, and I finished my cast on and started the cuff of my sock, which I'm working on just now as we have a little catch up. See? I'm still waiting to hear for the car, but our day took a slight change when the electrician that my letting agent and landlord use contacted me asking if he could turn up within 20 minutes. And I'm like, I'm out. Give me 20 minutes to 30 minutes to get home if you're happy to wait, which thankfully he was. So we don't have a boiler, we have a water immersion heater. and the button that helps change the time on it, two buttons that change the time, had completely stopped responding. So we couldn't change the time to get the water to turn on. And so we were having some problems there. And that water is for the kitchen sink and the bathroom sink. So as you can imagine, not being able to put your hot water on, not exactly good. So I was expecting him to come tomorrow, Thursday or Friday. Those are the days we'd kind of agreed on, but it seems he was in the area and had the stuff. So he just chanced his luck, and thankfully it worked out. It did mean that we couldn't, as a family, go get some lunch. But that's okay, we'll do it another time. And now I'm back home. Electrician has been and gone. Oogie has finally come out of hiding. She heard a stranger. She did not like it, to the point where she wouldn't even eat her lunch. Yeah, I'm talking about you. So she's finally out of hiding. She's noticed that the stranger has gone. She had to go and inspect. And I think to her liking, she has found that he is gone. So now I am in my comfies, hoping that I don't need to wait too much longer for the car that's coming up for 3 p.m. I really don't want it to take much longer. It's a 30, well, it was just under 40 minutes from our house to Asda. And then the garage is maybe like another 10-minute walk from there. Um, so we'll see. We'll see how long they take. I really don't want to try and figure out the buses. I've never taken a bus in Paisley. Never. Um, I barely took buses back in my old town, never mind here. But the weather is also not fantastic. So we will see. We will see. For now, I am just having a rest. I'm catching up with some podcasts that I've been neglecting recently. I am currently just slowly working away on the cuff for this sock. I reckon if I get the cable, because we've got a really, really long cable that plugs into my iPad, I reckon I will start looking through my patterns. But yeah, I'd like to take you upstairs and show some stuff that I got recently. I got some quote unquote free yarn that is only free because of my job. It's not something you can all flock to and like apply or anything like that. I'll discuss it now whilst I have a wee knit. So my work have something called perk points that link up to a system where you can buy. I say buy. I use that word very loosely. You can exchange your points for items, experiences, that kind of thing. And I've only ever used it to buy craft stuff because I noticed that essentially it is linking up to the John Lewis website. Now, I assume there's other websites involved, but like I say, I've only ever checked for craft stuff. And so in the past, I've used these perk points to buy like my blocking pins, a needle set. I think I got like a full set of interchangeable wooden Knit Pro needles. And I have bought, I have used the points for kits. So I've got the Bo Peep, the West Yorkshire Spinners Bo Peep kids blanket kit. Um, that I started and then decided I didn't actually like the pattern. And then I also got the gingerbread crochet along kit.
So I have used it before for yarn, but this time I had enough points where I could get a sweater's quantity. Actually, I could get 2 sweaters quantities, which is very nice. And I had patterns already in mind, like I specifically got the yarn for 2 projects. And so the first one I ordered, okay, I didn't quite have enough for 2. I got 1 full kit on 1 order, and I got the West Yorkshire Spinners Solstice 4 ply in a really gorgeous honey yellow colour. Yeah, I would call it honey yellow or golden yellow. And that is going to become a weekender light. And I got the pattern when Andrea Mowry was having, I want to say like a 30% sale. I'm not 100% certain on that figure, but she was having a sale on her patterns. I think it was her birthday sale. And so I've always liked the look of the weekender, but I wanted to be able to use 4 ply yarn. And that's a project that I probably wouldn't have bought the yarn for myself because I needed, from what size I think I'm going to do, without cropping it in any shape or form, I needed 5 skeins of yarn. And I worked out that this project, the yarn would have cost me £74, I think it is. And again, I'm basing it on John Lewis's prices because that's where the yarn is coming from. Depending if you go to the likes of Wool Warehouse or any other kind of like online retailer, why is that so difficult? Then obviously the price can fluctuate because they have slightly lower prices sometimes and they have some sales. I don't know why I feel out of breath. But yes, so I have that. I'll show that off when we go upstairs. Then I have almost the full sweaters quantity of another one, and I think the pattern is called Framed, and it is another Andrea Mowry's pattern. It's color work. I want to say it's kind of like another like boxy style sweater, like oversized. Uh, I guess you could make it cropped if you wanted, or make it like longer. And I used my perk points to get the yarn for that as well. And I got Rowan Super Pure Wool Superwash Aran, and I got that in a grey and another yellow, like a golden yellow. I do, however, need a contrasting yarn for the collar, the hem, and the cuffs. And the only reason I didn't get it through the perk points system was because the colour I want was not on the website. It's on the John Lewis website, but it's not on the perk points website. And I was annoyingly 9 points. 9. Don't know why I went to put my thumb down. I think it's because I've done it on that side. I am 9 points shy of getting the yarn. So I only have enough for the body and the sleeves, but I reached my 100. Yes, I reached my 100 years of service. Jesus. Let's try that again. I reached my 10 years of service with the company I work for. And when you hit 10 years of service, you get a £100 gift card. My manager came to me and she asked, where would you like your gift voucher for? Because they do ask. It would be really kind of shitty if they just went, here's a gift voucher for somewhere you'll never spend money. But they're really, really good in coming to you to be like, hey,
where would you like your voucher for? Or they give you like the leading brand of you can use this in a huge amount of stores. So I kind of pushed my luck and I was just like, can we split it? Like, can it be split? And she was like, what are you thinking? And I was just like, could I get a £50 voucher for Waterstones, which is our bookstore? And then could I get a £50 one that's with a company called One for All? And One for All is the company that you have a huge amount of stores linked to it and restaurants. And one of those stores is John Lewis. Now, I realize I probably could have really pushed my luck and asked for like an independent yarn store or an online yarn real why was I going to say realtor? That's not right. Oh, I'm doing wrong stitches. But yeah, I think I maybe could have pushed my luck and asked for like a wee independent yarn store or an online shop, but I was already pushing my luck by asking to split it out, which did cause issues. So I will be going to John Lewis in person and finding the contrasting yarn that I need for that project, and then also maybe buy some other yarn. We will see. We will see. I don't need more yarn, just like I don't need more books. And yet I still ask for a £50 Waterstones voucher. But to be fair, there are second and third books in a series that I need to pick up. So there's that. Oh, I've split a stitch. So yeah, with all that said, let's go upstairs and look at the yarn. And I'm going to put my cardigan back on because I am getting chilly. The temperature has really dropped here in Scotland recently. Like I was fully wrapped up in fuzzies yesterday. And when I say fuzzies, I mean like pajamas that are like fluffy. Or of a kind of not quite Sherpa material, but similar. And I had like fuzzy socks on. I had this on my lap. I had this blanket wrapped around my shoulders. Like I was really cold yesterday. I think it's from the walk home from the garage. But I've now got a baby girl all curled up, sleeping in her usual spot now that she's not scared. But yeah, okay, I am procrastinating getting up off this chair, so let's go look at the yarn. Okay, so don't laugh, but this is where I'm keeping the yarn right now. So this is the colors I got for the framed sweater. This is the color work piece. And what I'm thinking for my contrast is like a really gorgeous teal. So if you actually go on to the pattern page for this, you'll see that the one in the photo, the main one, has a teal neckband, hem, and cuffs. I'm thinking teal would work really, really well with this. So that's what I'm thinking. I got 3 balls of the yellow, 3 balls of the grey. Should be more than enough. I did do the math, like I checked the sizing. I overestimated how much yarn I would need because obviously I can't do a gauge swatch when I don't have the yarn. So that is going to be the framed sweater. And then, oh, is this one not open? And then for the Weekender light, I chose this really gorgeous golden yellow. You can see what I mean by like golden. And this is the West Yorkshire Spinners Solstice, and this is 70% Falkland wool, 28% lyocell, and 10% cashmere. I think that's how you say the lyocell. I could be saying it wrong, but I just think this is really gorgeous. I'd never felt this yarn before, But I'm so glad like when it arrived, because I was kind of like, first time I felt it, I was like, I don't know if I could wear this. But now that I've had a good chance to like feel it and kind of like have it in like my more sensitive spots, like my neck, my back, I do think I could wear this quite comfortably. So I have 5 skeins of this, and one skein is 400 meters, so I have more than enough for the size for the positive ease that I'm looking for, or looking at, because I don't know how I feel about too much positive ease on a sweater. I'm already a big person. A lot of positive ease might not look very good, so I'm open to trying. And then just whilst we're here, because it's yarn, I picked these up out of a charity shop. They're brand new. So the Cancer Research charity shop, excuse me, that's the one part I hate about podcasting, is you can never quite guarantee when you're going to burp. The Cancer Research charity shop near where I live has a yarn stand of brand new yarn. It's normally like Signet yarn, but recently I think they've changed who they are stock listing. And we being my mum and I, were in not the Monday just past, but the Monday before that, because ironically my mum had an MOT due that day, and we picked up these. So these are curl cakes, and I got 2 different colors. I got 2 of each ball, and these are 150 grams, approximately 540 meters a ball or cake, and 100% acrylic. And I just thought these would be really good for something. I'm very much into blankets at the moment, so these could go into blankets. They may then be given to someone. I may then keep them. I don't know, but we will see. So I'm going to stop putting it off. I'm going to cake up one of these skeins. I'm going to have a look at the Weekender light and do a bit of a gauge swatch. I really don't know why words are so difficult for me today. So yeah, let's get this caked up. Good morning, everyone, or afternoon or evening, depending on when and where you are watching this. Today is Monday, the 22nd of September. I have decided to just do a little vlog today. albeit I decided that the last 2 Mondays and I never ever finished the day. So there's going to be some clips from the last 2 Mondays, just to show what I've been up to. Things just didn't really go to plan the last couple of weeks when it came to vlogging. Last week I was out with my parents, I was having a wonderful time, and then the engineer who was coming out to fix our water immersion heater decided he was coming with 20 minutes notice, and I was out the house. It was going to take me 20 to 30 minutes to get home. So thankfully my parents were okay with cancelling plans and I got my water heater fixed. Yay! Because we don't have a boiler. Our water immersion heater is our hot water for the sinks, so our kitchen and our bathroom. So that was last Monday, and then I just didn't want to film the rest of the day. And the Monday before that, I can't remember why I didn't finish vlogging that day. But yes, I'm going to talk a wee bit quicker because my microphone is dying and it would be good to get it on charge while I go out. But for now, it is a cup of tea before we do anything. And then after that, we're nipping out to Asda. I've got some groceries I need to pick up. And then it's back home. I need to do some light housework. I'm taking it easy. I've not been too well, specifically the last week. Just some health stuff. Nothing to worry about. Nothing at all. Just some health stuff that's been taking a kick on my energy levels, and so I'm taking it a bit easy. So some light housework, just things that are out of place, like the fleece beside me that's meant to be hung up in the kitchen, some rubbish that needs binned, my house coat or my dressing gown that should be up in the office, like just small stuff like that. And then I would really, really love if I could get into the habit again of putting one square on my Cozy Memories blanket every Monday. That would be amazing to get back into that habit. I'd love to get some progress on my cross stitch. Excuse me, I am going to cough. I paused so you wouldn't hear that. I'd love to get some cross stitching done. It has been months since I last cross stitched, so I'd like to get a wee bit of time. I'd maybe put like an hour into that. And then I've been picking up some old projects, which has been lovely. I think it's the Anchors sweater my size? Question mark? The petite knit sweater that I was working on. That's had a ton of progress put on it. But I've stalled out because I need 10 and 16-inch 5mm needles for the sleeves. I don't like DPNs. I really would prefer not to. I also would prefer not to magic loop, but that's my preference. I have also, if anyone has carried over from the other channel, if you recognize this bag, you'll know what you might remember what project is in this bag. I'll be showing this off later, but I've got a whole section done on that yesterday, so that feels great, and I'd like to get more progress on it done today. So today is going to be rest heavy, but also crafting heavy, because I've been so worn down the last week that I've barely done any crafting, which is very unusual for me. So I'm becoming, that wasn't the right choice of word. I'm feeling more back to my normal self, and so for that I would like to get some progress done on some of my projects. But first, tea, and then we're off to Asda. cup, and it's just perfect for travel. And it's so spacious. It's really lovely. Now this is not sponsored. I purchased this about a year ago, and you can see how much fits in there. It looks a bit crazy.
Hello. You just staring? Hello. We have relocated upstairs into my office craft room space slash gym. That's the treadmill or slash walking pad behind me. And the reason I've moved up here is because I think I discussed this morning how I'm severely trying to rack my brain as to whether I talked about this morning. But I really, really want to cast on a cardigan. Preferably 4-ply, fingering weight 4-ply, because I really love my hooded shawl cardigan. But I don't like how the hood sits at the back of my neck. Some of the yarn I used is a little bit too much for my skin. I have quite sensitive skin on my back, which does lead up into my neck and scalp. And so hindsight would have been, first of all, don't use that yarn. Second of all, it would have been, maybe don't put the hood on. And I know some people told me that at the point I was knitting it, but I really wanted the hood. I love hoodies, I love zippy hoodies, that kind of thing. And so the hood felt like a good idea at the time. But now, hindsight and all that good stuff, I either bound off the hood too tight, highly likely, then mix that with the yarn, I get very uncomfortable wearing it. And so what I want to do is I would love to make another fingering weight cardigan, no hood, just a nice cardigan. And my situation at the moment financially means that I can't really be buying a ton of patterns to see which one really takes my fancy. So when I was on the phone to one of my absolute dearest friends at the weekend there, she was like, why don't you look through like your magazines and stuff? Like Pom Pom, I've got some great stuff in there. And at no point during the last 2 weeks did I consider looking at my magazines. So here is my books and my magazines of knitting, crochet. Pretty sure there's like some cross stitch in here. There's some design books. I've got my Mood, but I've got a lot of Mood downstairs as well. So I don't have, oh, that's going to be difficult to get out. I don't have a ton of Pom Pom magazines, but I have a couple. So I'm going to look through these. What else have I got? I've got Marling book, a Lena magazine, a couple of the Journal of Scottish Yarns magazines. I've got 2 volumes from Shetland Wool Week. I did have 3, but I lent one out to someone and I never got it back. Yeah, I've just got a good couple of things here that I could look through and see if there's a knitted pattern that I would like to do. I also have all my printed out patterns that may or may not be on my Ravelry that I'm going to look through as well. So that's what I'm going to do for the next wee bit. Hopefully, fingers crossed, what is going on with that bit here? Oh, the joys of curls. Oh, it's still there. All right, let's biddy you. There we go.
I'm going to look through some of these magazines. Hopefully, I'm going to find something. If not, I guess it's back to Ravelry and I might just need to wait to payday and buy a pattern. But for now, just with my financial situation and it being a couple of days out from payday, I can't be buying patterns. So it's free or already have. So let's go. Okay, so we have technically 3 contenders, but really only 2. This is Aran / Chunky because it's an 8mm needle. I do like the look of this. I like the fact it's on the bias. I think that's just a bit different, and I really like the puff sleeves, but it is going away from the weight of yarn I'd like to use, so let's put that over to the side. And this brings up 2 containers from what I have in printed form already. So we've got the Ultra Yoke cardigan. I don't have to do the colour work. And then I found this in Pom Pom Autumn 2017, and it is Barbicel by Fiona Alice. And I actually really like this. I like the length of this as well. But I think this would be for later on. I do like it. I think it's actually quite a lovely one. There's more pictures on the next side, which I think are really, really lovely. So it's a contender. I'm going to leave this issue of Pom Pom out, but I might need to keep looking for something. I do like this. I think this is lovely. And then the only other one I have, like I've already discussed, is the Ultra. This is by Skein. I do like the colour work. I do have an itching to do colour work. And if I'd done the pattern exactly as, this would be my first ever steeking project. So I'd need to be really careful about what yarn I use. So that is also a contender. I have an idea of what yarn I could use for this, and it would be really good for a steeking project. And it feels soft enough that I wouldn't regret using it in this project for like skin sensitivity. So I'm going to leave this one out as well. But I might go back to Ravelry and see. I think I found one on Ravelry I quite like. It's just a very, very plain cardigan, 4-ply, fingering, whatever you call it. So I have that open on my iPad. But yeah, I think this is a good start. Many hours later, I really need to go eat some food. It's 3:10 and I haven't eaten. Hi again. I've not long recorded another video that will be going up after this one, but I have decided that I am going to do the Ultra. I think I've been saying it wrong. The Ultra Yoke cardigan, no colour work, none whatsoever. And I have decided on this Rowan Valley tweed. This is yarn I got 2 years ago, maybe 3, in Manchester out of John Lewis. And it was on a heavy discount, which always makes my heart happy. I think from what I can see on the tags, it used to be like £9 a skein, maybe more. And the lowest price I can see is £4.47. But I think I actually got it cheaper because I remember being very happy when I walked away from the till. But to be fair,
like, let's see, based on the prices on these tags, at $8.95 for 7 skeins, that would have been $62.65. And at $4.47, that would have come in at $31.29. I don't think I paid that. I think I paid a lot less. I think I paid closer to like 20 quid. So yeah, I've decided to do the Otra sweater, no colour work, but I am going to try the steek. That is brand new for me. I have never done a steek before. So that's a little exciting. I don't know why I just looked at you like a librarian. Oh, I have had an afternoon. I wish I could also turn the camera around and show you Oogie. She's all curled up in her bed. We try to leave like a bed in every room for her. So, I have pulled out yarn for multiple new projects. My mum is going to have a fit when she finds out. Hi, Mum. I think all in, I'm looking at 12 or 13 new projects. But, I don't actually plan on starting every single one of them right this second. I do want to start the cardigan because I just have an itch to do a cardigan. So if I haven't already discussed that, here's my reason. If I have, I will cut this out so you don't have to hear it again. No, I did talk about it. I talked about it earlier. My hooded shawl cardigan. I don't like how it sits on my neck. And I don't like how it feels on my neck. So I just want a 4-ply fingering. I use the two interchangeably. I just want a 4-ply cardigan that I can throw on, carry with me, but also be able to work on and hopefully not get pins and needles. That is an issue for my anchor sweater right now because it's 5mm needles. I wouldn't even say the yarn was that thick, it's just a standard DK weight yarn. But I think it's the mixture between the DK and the 5mm needles that my hands are just like, not all the time, not every single time I work on it, but if I'm going to work on it for hours and hours and hours, then yes, I eventually do get multiple like little sections of pins and needles where I just kind of shake my hands, let them rest. I do that a lot to kind of get the blood flowing. And I will stop my knitting and I'll put my hands down and I'll just let all the blood flow properly, let the pins and needles go. But I'm hoping a 4-ply weight project will not have that same effect. That being said, it has in the past, and so I'm not holding high hopes. Just saying, I'm not holding high hopes. I wouldn't want to get my hopes up and be like, this pattern, this project's going to be amazing, I'm going to have the best time, my hands are going to be absolutely fine, when they're not. So, it's what it is. I will see what I can get done, but I'm probably not going to cast one today. After all of that, after pulling out all my yarn, going through everything, going through all my projects, going through all my patterns, I don't think I'm going to cast one today. I really want to go get some lunch. I would love to get a square done on my Cozy Memories blanket. I would love to get some crochet, some cross stitch done. And I also need to tidy up all the yarn that is now sat in front of me because there's a lot. You'll see it on a video. I'm going to do a fall and winter knitting plans video. I recorded it right before this one. So there will be a video that will show all the yarn, all the good, awesome, squishy yarn that I have. But yeah, I'm going to start recording now. I'm going to go get lunch. I might just lie down on the couch. I don't know, my energy level just went like that. Probably because I need food.